इतना सफर है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Good afternoon, one and all. Thank you so much for joining us today. Franchise India, a brand which started their journey in 1999, helping all the potential business buyers getting their business from our reputed international and national brands. We are operational with 70 plus offices in India. We welcome you to the 74th edition of Business Opportunity with Chai webinar series. And this particular webinar is hosted by Mr. Maria, who is the chairman at Franchise India Group, along with our second panel member, Ms. Sonia Chaudhary. She is the MD at Franchise India Brands Limited. And both will be sharing their experience, their insights, and suggestion about the industry and about the brand. We welcome our brand of the day, Centec. Aditya, can we just move to next slide?
Sure.
Thank you so much. And we have young and talented CEO and founder of Centec, Mr. Aditya Agarwal, a brand which is known for its distribution opportunity, and it's a new age, highly effective, safe sanitization solution. There, all the product range can be used in each and every home. With this introduction, I request Aditya to talk about his great brand. Thank you so much. Over to you, Aditya.
Okay. Thank you for the introduction, Archana. Hello, everyone. I'm Aditya Agarwal. I'm the CEO of Centec. So if I talk about the brand in brief, we are a home care and hygiene brand recently launched in March 2020. Coming from a background of a digital consumer brands with 4 years experience, we as a company have a very deep knowledge of how digital trends work, how consumer brands work in the online space, and we believe that the data and the expertise in that particular area will help us set up a very effective and a successful offline distribution setup for this particular brand. So talking about the brand, as I told, we launched in March 2020. The entire vision of the brand is to have something innovative. We feel the new trends, the new virality in the market comes when there is something innovative in the industry, when there is something innovative in the product line. When we launched Centec, we saw there are two major industries that we want to disrupt. First is the personal care, but we saw many innovations happening in personal care with very new age brands popping up. But home care and the hygiene, we saw it's run by conventional brand. There's a huge scope of innovation. We saw in the Western markets where so many innovative products in the home care, but Indian audience is still stuck with those 20 years, 15 years old brand and the same generic products. So that is the idea behind the entire brand. We gathered a huge team of R&D specialists from Procter and Gamble, from HUL to build up the formulas for the product for us. We gave them some inputs, assessing the market trends. Talking about like, because we have a background in digital, we are able to secure the data from all over the world and feed into our product line. Now, talking about the product line, in the March, due to lockdown, the first product we saw fit for the market was the disinfectant spray. Again, we tried to do a bit of innovation there. There were already generic disinfectant spray in the market by Savlon, by Dettol, etc. When we launched Santec disinfectant spray, we decided to launch it three flavors. So because it is an aerosol-based product and disinfectant spray is something that you use a lot in your daily life, we thought adding a fresh, fragrances, fruity fragrances will give an add-on personality to the product. Plus, the design theory behind the brand to be minimalistic, do not be very upbeat like the generic brands that we use, and so that the brand can easily become a part of your life. So we have three variants in this particular product: orange, lemon, and lavender. Which again, through a lot of market research, we decided on these flavors. We tested around 7 to 8 flavors, and these three flavors we decided that will go the best. So the product journey was, the first month we launched through our digital campaigns. We did a heavy influencer marketing. We shared with a lot of known faces, a lot of celebrities in the film industry, in the TV serial industry, and we got a good response from there. We were able to generate like more than expected, around 200% more revenue that we projected for the first month. And this product has been catching up and has been a hero product ever since. So the next product that we launched was a veggie wash. Again, the innovation that we did here was, most of the veggie washes available in the market were the normal veggie rubs, which you mix with the water, and then there's a huge process. Then you submerge your vegetables and disinfect. We decided to remove that pain point and have an easy spray-based product that you don't have to mix with water, that you can directly apply on your vegetables and fruits and rub it, and that will be done. So again, because of this added convenience, we gain a major competitive edge over our competition, and overall the design theory and the product form factor really helped us in scaling the product all over the market. Plus the kind of designs of making we tested various variations of design, and we finalized this particular design because people were able to understand with the first glance what the exact product was. If you compare it with the generic products, they are small boxes with a lot of content written on them, and people are not able to identify how exactly to use this product. This was our disinfectant and hygiene journey. Then we decided to focus on a core, which we wanted to be a home care brand. So again, we looked in the market, we did a research, we had around 70,000 customers data within the first 2 months, and we sent them a feedback. What is the major pain point that they're facing in their day-to-day lives in terms of cleaning and home care? We came across this major problem of tap scaling. So because India has a hard water in most of the states, so there's a lot of problem scaling of your bathroom ware, of a sanitary, and there is no particular solution for it. Generally, plumbers have these industrial solvents that they use to give a shining to your taps and showers. So we decided to launch a consumer variant of it, which is a little low on the chemical part, because it is a home care product that will be used by normal household people and gives the exact efficiency. We use a bit of silver in this product, which also disinfects it. So so after launching the product, we are seeing a tremendous scale in this product, because we feel there is no direct competition with this particular product, because most of the similar products are industrial and there's no direct to consumer home based product. And because we were selling online first, we decided to launch in a pack of 2, because of the AOV problems that you feel in e-commerce. Then we started getting a lot of inquiries for the offline, and people started loving the products. Then we started getting these feedbacks from the customer. Okay, I'm not able to clean my window pane. I'm not able to clean this particular part of the bathroom. So we collected all the images from them. We went back to our R&D team, and we again made some tweaks in the product. So current form factor of the current version of the product that is in the market is the 3.0 version. We have made 2 different changes in the formulation to suit the customers' needs the best, and the ratings we have seen a gradual increase in the rating. Talking about our hero product again, like we called it a multi-purpose spray because again it can be used in your kitchen, your cushions, doorknobs, everywhere. It comes with a WHO mandated 75% alcohol that is effective in killing all the viruses. We have tested it through lab reports. We've tested on various bacteria and got a 99% efficiency on it. E. coli, the report is up on our website as well, because we wanted to be as transparent as we can. We also try to show all the ingredients of the products on the website product page as well, so that people know okay, what exactly they're using, and we do not shy away sharing our formula with the competitors, because we feel being more transparent brands helps you gain more trust. uh, Talking about the veggie wash, we have talked. So the made application, it removes all your toxins, wax, chemicals. Most of the vegetables and fruits we use are manured, have fertilizers on them, a bit of wax on them for the shining. Through this product, we have seen removes, apart from killing the viruses and bacteria, it removes all the waxes, all the pesticides, and all the additives that people add to make your vegetables and fruits look good. So these are the different applications. Again, it is suitable for hand. It is 100% natural derived formula. There is not a 1% chemical use in this product, because there are pores on vegetables and fruits, and the solution goes inside the fruits. So we had to make sure to get the certification from the food license. This has to be 100% natural. Like I told you, this is a normal procedure, that how to use the comparing it to the generic brands. You have to mix it with water, submerge the vegetables, and disinfect it. In our case, you just have to spray it on the products, rub it, and you're done. There's no submerging. There is no heavy procedure involved, and you end up wasting utilizing more from the same quantity as compared to the one with submersion, because you end up wasting a lot of solution by mixing it for one-time use, etc. Talking about the tap and shower cleaner, like I told you, this is solving a major problem in the Indian market, that is scaling and rusting of your bathroom, your sink. Earlier, there were direct industrial versions available of it. This is one of a kind consumer level product. It works on metal surfaces, glass, plastic, all these applications we have added after launch, because of the steady flow of feedback that we get on our website. It can be used on there. So we have seen major problem for customers using it when the stars they started to perform like there are a lot of pores that gets blocked in your showers, and you don't get the steady flow of water. So we have seen this product when you add the product in your on your shower, it just it removes the scaling, and you can again get your full efficiency of the shower. Now, talking about the upcoming product, we are very excited about our upcoming product line. So Drain Cleaner Powder, we have recently launched. This is again one of a very innovative product. There's a major problem of choking of sink, choking of a lot of places in your household, in your kitchen and your bathroom. So this particular powder comes in a pack of 200 grams, and we sell online in the pack of 3, but the offline market, we aim to sell it in single pieces. You add this powder into your drain, and it just unclogs it. It is a very effective solution against those plungers, because there's a lot of physical effort required, and the formulation that we use, it just declogs the entire process, and the results are actually visually they are very I would say they're unbelievable when you see a clogged drain and you just add a little bit powder and just automatically everything just goes in. Now the next one that we're launching is a foam-based grease cleaner. So because we had a digital background, we have tested 5,000 of products in a lifetime for 4 years. One product that we tested, we used to get it from outside India. We used to import it, was a foam-based grease cleaner. There's a major problem in the Indian kitchens of greasing of your utensils, greasing of your chimneys. And there is again no good solution available in the consumer market. So this is an aerosol-based foam cleaner that you just spray on your chimneys, and it just dissolves all the grease and dissolves all the hard stain that is caused by the overuse of the utensils. And the results are actually quite unbelievable. Again, the driving factor was from the industrial use, the chemicals, the solvents that was used by the car industries to degrease their engines. That was derived, that was miled down for a consumer version, and we tested it, and the results are unbelievable. So this particular product, we are aiming to launch it by end of the month. The prototypes are ready, the customer feedbacks are all set. There is again another product called Beeswax wood polish. That is again, so all the products that we're launching, it's all very innovative. You don't find a direct consumer competition, because we feel our vision of the brand is to be very innovative and solve the problems that are not solved by the brands. And that is the kind of approach that we're taking. Go in with an innovative product, go and reach the customer with a very unique solution that you provide, and they just start loving your brand. And then the long-term vision comes of the brand to launch a natural version of all the products. That is a very prevalent trend that is going on in the Western market, and feel India is lacking out on it. So the idea is to have an innovative solution, reach the homes, get familiar people with Santec, and then launch the natural versions of your floor cleaner, your detergent, your dishwasher, all the regular home care products that everyone use on a monthly basis. We are there with the natural solution with it. There is no chemical involved. It is better for you, because all these chemicals, all these solutions, they get inside your body to somewhere or another, to the food you're eating, that you're cooking, the clothes you're wearing. So when it's 100% natural, your body is not, there's no chemical deposited in your body. So that is the long-term vision of the brand. Moving on to the next. Yeah. So like I told you, the vision is to have a hygiene, healthier, and derive that healthy habits in the consumer market, bring a lot of innovation to the home care industry, and treat it as treating innovative, and we call it viral products, so that just catches up on the trend as a way to enter Indian homes, and then just try to try to change the way people are using their regular home care products, and try to bring in the natural factor in. So that is the USP of a brand. We are a new age brand. We are a very technology driven brand. There are thousands of data points that we access. There is some bit of AI that we use in a customer feedback collection and accessing, because there's thousands of feedback that comes in, and it's really impossible to go through each and every feedback. We try to categorize them in particular problems and then solve it problem by problem. The good part is, because we have an in-house R&D team, we are able to make quick changes in our product. And unless until a product is finalized, we don't launch into the offline market. So we treat our online market as a good testing ground for a product. We launch it for a month. We see how it is performing with the customers, and then we decide to go offline with it. Now, talking about the hygiene factor, why do we exist? There is 432,000 people dying every year as a result of poor hygiene. 40% of the world population does not have basic hygiene hand washing facilities. So we are here to bring a change there. Now, talking about the distribution growth strategy, we decided to go with a one-tier distribution system. We have divided the cities into 3 parts: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and we are planning to assign a distributor and in each category. We see around 25% of the income of the GDP comes from the first tier city, where the 8% of the population lives. So that is our first market, because that is the population that is easier to reach through online. That is the population that reaches easier to reach to the general trade. And once the tier 1 catches up with the trend, the tier 1, there's a brand called Santec that is in everyone's home. We feel tier 2 and tier 3 will follow. That is a 15-month action plan. Phase 1, we are trying to cover the northern regions around Delhi. Phase 2, it's going to be in the east side, Gujarat, Mumbai. And the last phase, we're going to, at the end of the 15 months, we're going to try to capture the entire southern regions. Now, this is a growth strategy. We have divided the states into per capita, and we see how densely the populated these states are. They went into different categories and divided the states into phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, depending upon the population, how relevant are they to brand. Because we feel it's a top to bottom approach. You make the phase 1 try your brand, and it will follow. So these are the financials that we're looking for our distributors. The tier 1, tier 2 cities has 11 lakh investment, 1 lakh is the distribution fee, and 10 lakh is the deposit against stock. For the tier 3, it's 7 lakh in gross investment, 1 lakh is the fee, and 6 lakh rupees deposit against the stock. The payback period that we've calculated is around 1 year for the brand. The good part about a home care brand is it gets into your, you just have to reach the consumers once in their homes, and it gets, the consumer started getting a habit of using your particular brand. And then it's an easier way down, because the people are familiar with the brand, they're using it, and there's just this repeat process that comes. On the website itself, we have around a 40% repeat customer rate right now, because we are launching new products very rapidly. But down the line, we see when we launch those natural product line of home care products, the people are coming back and subscribing to our products. Now, what we provide as a brand to our distributors. So like I told you, we are a heavy technology driven brand. We play on multiple data points. We collect a lot of data from all over the country and from all over the geographies. So we'll help the brands to set up. We'll tell them which area we are getting most traction from, what are the key hot spots for the distribution for the particular brand. We'll give them a training about the brand, what is the messages, how to communicate with the customers. There will be a lot of marketing merchandise that we create that will be provided. Inventory management. The good part is because we already see the trends and we already see how the product is performing online. We will be able to assist our distributors offline. Which product is doing well, which product they should stock more, which product is going in combos. So that is the support, that is the data that we can transfer from our online feedback to the offline distributors setup. Again, the process management. We believe in technology. We believe in reaching efficiency. Our internal goal is to again reach that efficiency, increase the efficiency level every month. So that is their marketing. Again, it's going to be there. We are a 4 years digital first consumer brand. I guess marketing is something that we are really good at, and all the channels, radio, newspaper, television, that's going to be considered, all going to be used. There will be a good mix in the marketing that we're going to use it. Again, facilitation, advertising, promotion. There's going to be multiple schemes. There's going to be new product launches. It's a lot of things going to happen over the month on month. We are a very innovative and data driven brand, and we want to actively change this industry through our innovation and take place of the generic brand. So there's going to a lot of things going on. And at last, PR coverage. We've already done around 50 plus influencer marketing. The good names from Bollywood and the TV serial that have approached us to work with us because they like the product, they use it, they like this is something that can get behind. So PR is going to be one of the major tool that we use. So that's it about the brand. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aditya. Good to see your innovation, and I think you're on the right path. One company I should really start with mentioning, the company which has been built on the foundation you're doing, while it's a very large company, is 3M. Mm-hmm. 3M is actually a company which I'm a big fan of because being the top 100 corporations of the world, and they always felt on the need, so what answer you're doing, what big solution you're trying to create for people. And very simple products have created market leadership and global, marketplace for them, rather than being the category creators. So I think while in a smaller way, you are also moving at the same path. Keep your eye on doing it. Everybody tries to get into what is already established, but nobody understands that there are multiple solutions. And whenever you look at these categories, you think that this is big enough categories, but not big enough for the big boys. So fundamentally, Livers and Procter & Gamble they don't look at a category unless and until a single product line can become a 500 crore to 1,000 crore brand. They would come in a secondary stage always when, say, you will become a 50 crore brand in a particular category. They would come and do an acquisition and then use their plethora of distribution capability and so on and so forth. But while they know the innovation, they would never come in because their go-to-market cost is so high that they never do it. So that gives an opportunity in a categories like these, innovation for companies like yours to really find those innovations. It can be in personal care, it can be in home care, it can be in a multiple entity. And one of the categories which I feel has been very underdeveloped in India is what we call home utility. Now, home utility is a very strong category. It has multi-functions because our treatments are very different to different textures and different surfaces and different structures we use in our home. Steel needs a different treatment, wood needs a different treatment, carpet needs a different treatment, glass needs a different treatment. So multiple other businesses need different kind of treatments in a structure, and homes are becoming more and more. There used to be a product earlier which was called Brasso, which was only cleaning brass. There was a silver product also which was only using silver. So these were products which were in own category, very, very strong market products. I think we lost Aditya. So this, by the time Aditya comes in, I'll give you a brief. So Aditya is trying to create a solution or create a company which would create multiple products under what I call home utility. So he's currently come with the 3 different SKUs. One is obviously disinfection product, which is very strong product, which you've done. Second product he's introduced is a veg cleaning product. And I agree with you. It was, the earlier all the models which are coming in, while it has become a big category. Just to give you estimate, only the veg cleaning products available by different companies today, it's 100 crore business already been done. This category non-existent exactly 3 years back, it was not existent, and suddenly it has become a very strong category and become already 100 crore. I will not be doubtful that this business model can become a 500 crore to 1000 crore industry. And now you also have another product which is the cleaner of our stainless steel product, more your showers and that very innovative product.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have that. So how soon your other products are going to come in, and what is your R&D setup? Let's start with that.
Okay. So when you talk about R&D setup, we have consultants and a full-time, I would say, not exactly full-time, like a part-time team from from ex Procter and Gamble, from ex HUL, research and development heads, who we come up, who go with a lot of inputs that we gain from our marketing, from the Western trends, and we tell them, okay, this is the product that we feel is going to do well. If I give you an example of a product development journey, we saw a product called jewelry cleaner. So it's a spray-based product that you just spray on your jewelry, on your diamonds, and it just gives you a nice shine. And you can just bring the life back your old jewelry. So we got a sample, we came to them, and within 7 days, they came up with a formula. They gave us a sample, we tested it, we sent out to a few of our customers, and we liked it, and we are set to launch it within a month. So it's all very experienced team, good consultants who we come up with products. We tell them to recommend products for us, and that's how it works. Now talking about the speed, because our strategy is always to go digital first, because that is where we can test. And if something goes wrong, we have all the means to recoup our customers, to have their feedback. So we generally take a month to launch a new product, to do a testing on digital, and then go offline with it. By that time, we're also able to set up a supply chain where there are no constraint issue in terms of supply. A month's time is a very good time to set up your manufacturers, your third-party manufacturers, etc.
Okay, that's very interesting. And now let's understand your manufacturing capability. What kind of manufacturing capability you have? Because the SKUs look beautifully packaged and structured. So this looks like that you have engaged some good packaging and manufacturing company.
So earlier when we started off with disinfectant spray, and that time during the lockdown, it was really hard for us to find us suitable manufacturer, because there's licensing issues. The product has to be registered under drug license, where the manufacturers would issue a drug license. So we had a choice to either go into manufacturing on our own or go into a third-party manufacturer. But we decided, being a brand, being a dynamic brand, we really don't want to get into manufacturing. So we have really big third-party manufacturers set up in Gurgaon, and every product right now has a different manufacturer setup with the huge capacity where they're producing singular that particular line of products. So there is no constraint of if one product is doing well, I won't get supply of another product. There are 3-4 manufacturers that engage, and that flexibility allows us to scale to a next level. Because if you talk about online, there is trend that comes in, and you just want huge quantities within a short period of time. So we believe having multiple manufacturers, multiple stakeholders give you that flexibility of scaling it whenever you want.
Interesting. And now, before I go on your offline distribution capability, let's understand your online capability and in it can create with your offline strategy.
Sure. Yeah. So basically, like I told you, we are a 60 people group of good online and consumer brands marketing experience. We generally, so for every product, to avoid the conflict, we launch it in 2 sizes. If I talk about disinfectant spray alone, for the online version, because you need to have an average order value high to cover your shipping cost, we launched this product online for the 499 version, that is 500 ml, and we strictly prohibited this for the offline market. We just launched the 300 ml version, that is for 249 the offline market. So these are 2 different packaging, 2 different products. The kind of scheme that we can give on both of them is very different. I can't sell the 249 online because I won't be able to cover my shipping cost. I can't sell 499 offline because it is too high for a first customer to just pick it up off the counter and try a new product. So that is the way we are going to having 2 multiple packaging, so that to avoid that conflict between online and offline. And I believe,
Yeah, but you would think that there would be a time where this can be bridged also? No.
For now, this is working out really well for us. If the customer in the offline demands for a bigger packaging, we don't mind giving out the bigger packaging to them, but we stick to offering a smaller packaging, smaller priced value first, and then depending on the feedback we give. We do like providing the 500 ml for institutional buyers. There are a lot of offices, banks that want a 500 ml packaging because it's convenient for them to use on a regular purpose. So it can be bridged depending upon the demand that we generate.
Now let's go into your distribution strategy. Because you said there are two model. Tier A is 10 lakh rupees, and tier
Yeah.
this with the current size, and because the market share is not built in, 10 lakh rupees stock would be a lot of stock sitting there, and just to do 3 SKU distribution and putting that into the shelves and driving that business, and also for audience to know that it would need a 60-day credit line also, because the retailer normally would like to have a credit line. So my three questions to you are: would it not be too much to start from, or how many point of sales you would be able to really service on 10 lakh rupees? Because to my understanding, 10 lakh would mean at least servicing over 5 to 700 point of sales to begin with. Because if you put 4-5,000 rupees MRP stock also, there is a multiple point of sales you will do. That's one point. Point two is, offtake of these stores would only happen if there is some kind of a marketing and pull, because the problem in general trade in India is that general trade customer goes and asks for a product, it doesn't really get it. Very little, only modern trade you will get a shelf space where you can really see, and that also takes a big difficulty, because if it is a Dettol or it is a any other liver product, then because the brand is recognized, you will offtake would become easy. And third, because the credit line runs in this business, so you need to really ensure that the first cycle of a sales cycle really happen. So what is the strategy? How do you really want to address that situation? And how do you really ensure the offtake? And the stock levels, would it start with smaller take, or you would like to put all the stock in one market and have some guerrilla marketing to really launch the product?
So answering your first question about the number of counters and the SKUs. We do take this as a very long-term approach. The reason we started off with 10 lakhs, because we want to divide the stock into for the next 3 months. And in 3 months, there will be an compounding in the number of stores. Let's say our distributor is able to capture 500 stores in the first month, 500 next month, 500 in the third month. So that way, we are targeting on 1,500 to 200 counters, point of sales within the next 3 months. And that is the stock is there for. And plus, due to the current spike in the demand for, if we talk about disinfectant spray right now, the kind of feedback they are getting from our current market is it's about the availability. If the product is available, just people are just taking it off the counter. Comparing it with the brands like Dettol, we have a strategy to provide that bigger part of the value chain to the endpoint the retailer, so that he pushes our product first. That gives a competitive edge over the Dettol and the Savlon, because they being big brands, they don't provide that kind of margins to our retailers. But we coming in as a new brand, we really want that kind of push from the retailers themselves. That can only be gained through that extra margin that we offer them. Then again, marketing. We do provide comprehensive marketing support in terms of the kind of marketing merchandise we do, the kind of PR activities we do, the kind of digital we do, that laser focused, geographical focused. We know that we are getting active in this particular area. We'll try to allocate a huge button to that particular geography, so that people might see at their home, see on their screens, okay, there's a brand, they're doing that. And when they go out to the store, they just pick it. They know, okay, Santec is there, something, that brand awareness there, and they just pick it off the counter. So I feel that combination of online, offline will actually really complement the entire strategy of sales and offtakes. And plus, that added margin to the retailer will get given an extra push from the seller side, and from the buyer side, they'll have that brand in the top of their mind. Talking about the number of SKUs, I totally agree. 3 SKUs is going to be difficult to move that stock rapidly. That is where we're rapidly launching new SKUs. We have 5 that are live right now. There are 2 that we are coming up. Like I told you, this grease thinners tested is something that we feel that's going to revolutionize the market, because it's going to be word of mouth. It comes into your home, you clean your grease, you tell your friends, you tell your family relatives, okay, this is a product, these are the pictures, this is something that is actually working. Then so there's innovation, there's jewelry cleaner. So there's going to be 1 to 2 products launched every month for the next 6 months. That's we're going to rapidly increase the number of SKUs. And talking about the category itself, it's a home care category. We feel it's going to be challenging for the first 2-3 months. Then there's going to be a flow of repeat purchasers, because there's going to use up their bottle. They want to come back. They have good experience with the brand. They have that that brand loyalty builds up, and it gets easier as the time goes by. So that is the entire
And would you look at also some other channel of sales, because in this category, direct sales is also very big category.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
become subscribers and they continue to get that. Is there
Yeah.
a strategy for that?
Yeah, so that is definitely is our strategy for a natural home care line that we're launching. So the idea is to visit homes, give them a free sample, and get their repeat business every month. Because again, this is a repetitive business. This is the best kind of business that you can have a subscription service in. And when how do you compete with your Unilevers and HUL, giving them an innovation? And we're gonna bring in the all natural line of products, which is chemical free, which is not, because as people talking about millennials in specific, they're becoming very health conscious. They're becoming very conscious about what they're consuming, what kind of products they are using. And it's not a hidden fact that the chemicals in this home care, personal beauty products, they actually affect your body and get stored in your body through a different form of consumption. So we are going to see that down the line after 6 months, 7 months, when we are successfully there. That is the entire strategy. Bring in those innovative products, bring in this reach, just enter the houses, bring Santic name to every host to some innovative proposition that we're given, and then augment their daily use through that natural home care products that can be used on a regular basis.
Great. So I will now take one more question, and then I'll try to bring in Sonia to take a lot of questions coming from the audience also and her own viewpoint. Uh, you have asked for a deposit, and this is very unique because normally in the FMCG space, you do, you actually sell the stock to the distributor or a structure, and you've taken a deposit, and against deposit you are giving the product. So it is a refundable deposit, non-refundable deposit, and why deposit? Why would you not directly sell it to the distributor?
So again, this approach we have taken to think about the distributors. We take a deposit that ensures certain kind of business for us, and as well as there is lesser risk involved for the distributor. Let's say that market don't respond to the particular brand, then this is a refundable deposit that we give out to them. Whatever stock is not consumed, we take it back. So that kind of safety line we do want to have for our distributors, rather than just selling the stock and just ending up having a dead stock lying if your market don't respond, because thousands of things can go wrong in the plan. So this is a 100% refundable deposit that they can bring back if they don't see the product move well.
So it's a good answer for a lot of audience which wanted to understand that as a special case initially, because he's building up the business.
Yeah.
So he's giving this opportunity to early distributors who would only come as a refundable deposit. Say for your reason you are not able to push the product in the market, there is not offtake, then you can obviously get your refund product, and whatever product is sold by you or market already would be deducted out of the distribution.
Yeah.
The deposit which is lying there. So it is a very fair. I have not seen too much in the distribution space people giving refundable deposit, uh, but it will be great complementing if you have already some form of distribution experience. If you have some form of distribution experience, you have already going into certain amount of point of sales already, or you are having some kind of a chain relationship, which means that you are able to do the interface. This business is great if you are able to, as Aditya said, 1,500 to 2,000 point of sales with the 3 SKU with a little bit of a good margin, because it's not a very competitive product, so it doesn't have apple to apple comparison in the market. So at least for the next couple of years, you will be able to get your own positioning and margin. And I can tell you, multiple companies which have one or two single SKUs also have built 1,000 crore brands because they didn't have a competitive product available in the market, and so that's where the opportunity really comes in. Home care and home utility is a very, very strong category. This category is very underplayed in India. If you just go and see in Europe and US, there would be a multiple special lines. So even a say detergent you use, there would be 10 different types of detergent what you would use to do, different fabrics, different structures. So as I always say, the entire industry moves from unorganized to organized, organized to specialized, and specialized to personalized. So now we are seeing this whole or specialized to personalized. Specialized was what you're doing, and now you need a personalized utility for your home. You have something which you need to address. So you have wooden surfaces which you need different treatment to be cleaned and things of that nature. So and much more would start coming in, and much more areas which would need a different kind of treatment structures. And now particularly the awareness of audience has become very important, so they would continue to ask for much more. And good part is once you become a subscriber to a product, then you continue to consume that product on and on. See a lot of things which were not in your shopping list at one point in time. You didn't have wraps which you now use in homes for storing your vegetables or leftovers in your fridge. You didn't have even a brand like from 3M Scotch Brite, which is used to clean your utensils in that sense, but it's now become a huge category. So there are a lot of categories which are currently available in the market, which never existed exactly 3, 4, 5, 10 years back, and now become very strong essentials for you to continue to consume and so on. So over to you, Sonia, for your remarks and a lot of questions you want to take up.
So I think to start off with, I would compliment for the kind of specialized, innovative products that you've launched, and in a span of a very few months. You mentioned you launched very recently, and like many categories that we have seen in the last few months, I feel home care is one category which has responded extremely well in these times, and self protection and awareness has increased. And if I look from the consumer perspective, I personally feel there are four important things that he would look at. One, obviously, is the quality of the product. And second, which I personally feel which is most important to him, is affordability, because it is not a product that he wants to use for one time. And do-it-yourself products would become the norm in maybe the coming months. So which would mean a lot of repeated use and maybe a permanent space. These products would have a shelf at the homes of people. Third, I would say accessibility, and fourth is convenience. And I was, while we were talking, I also saw your products on a lot of websites like Nykaa, I think Amazon, and a few other websites which I could see your products being retailed at. And before, I take up these questions, Aditya, I wanted to perhaps, because you mentioned you started maybe 3 months back, but before that there was a lot of R&D which went on for a few years. What have you been doing in the last few years? A lot of people would want to know maybe a little bit on your background and how it all
Okay, sure.
started.
So we, like I told you, we are a digital first consumer brand company. So we do have multiple brands in the consumer sector. We have a brand called the Artman.com. It's a home decor brand that we launched 2 years back. Apart from that, our key mission of the company is to always keep on testing these different categories that sells well online and then try to build up a brand on it. So talking about home care in specific, we have been experimenting with this category since last 1 year. We have a specialized team for content creation, for digital ad media buying, for R&D, for logistics. We have a huge warehouse in Delhi near the airport because e-commerce is very convenient for the airport. And we specialize in selling on multiple channels, our website, Amazon, around 18 different marketplaces, even on the US market and Amazon.com. So that gives us a lot of channels and a lot of feedback from the customers, which category is actually working. So we are already plans launching a brand in the home care segment since last 1 year. We saw this perfect opportunity. Okay, we are in a lockdown situation. Nothing else is really working really well. This is the time. We have done our research. We know what products to sell. We have a supplier connection. So we decided to launch this brand. So it seems like a very easy, like a challenging task to launch a brand in 3 months. But actually, there has been a year of research and development that has been gone through it. And we were just looking for the right time to launch it. And the time just seems fit to us. Okay, this is the right time to launch it. And we saw that spike in the demand. So that is the background. Again, a lot of technology-driven background. We do use multiple data points that we feel will complement with the coming strategies of offline distribution.
Great. And I just wanted to understand, you talked about the products being sold because you currently are operating in these marketplaces. Which is the product which is selling high or high in demand across all your channels, whether it's direct or online, which you see is trending?
So first 3 months, April, May, June, we saw disinfectant spray as a hero product. It actually took up 70% of the entire sale volume. And now we see a certain a plateau because the product life cycle is for a month and a half. So all the first time buyers, we feel they have bought the product, and the next wave of demand we are expecting from August onwards, when the first bottle will get over. We have actually a flow of emailer setup of asking them to replenish their stock or replenish their item after 60 months of use. Talking about this month in specific, we launched Tap and Char Cleaner at the beginning of this month, and that actually exploded. We are selling upwards of 5,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces a week, and the numbers are just increasing every day. We are actually having a bit of supply problem, but again, that is the reason we don't go offline with the product first. In the first month, we see the response, what kind of problems we are facing, we fix those problems, and then go out to the distributors and go offline. So that is there. In coming months,
Okay.
we saw another 3-4 months. Yeah.
Right. I see a lot of people asking you about, because there are many other products in similar categories being launched by ITC, HUL, and other companies. How do you see a price differentiation, and how would you want to compare yourself as far as the pricing of your product is concerned? How?
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Please.
So for the offline market, we see we are at par because the strategy of launching every SKU in two different packaging to avoid that conflict really worked for us. I would say if you just see online, there is a bit of gap because the same product will cost around 180 to 100 rupees in a smaller packaging in the offline market, but we launch it for 500 rupees in the online market because there are special needs for the online segment. But offline, we are at the par if you talk about the size. But the only problem we are facing consumer because people don't really get the size of the product. Okay, this is 500 ml, this is 150 ml. They say, okay, this is 500, this is 180 rupees. So that is the reason. For the offline market, we are at par. For the online market, for the first time glance, we feel the people will hesitate because it's a higher AOV product. But again, it's the brand that we are building over the time. People will get to know, people realize, okay, this is a 500 ml pack. That is why it's a bit more than the normal price. And that is the vision. As we scale up, we plan to revise our prices a bit to a lower, we attain that volume or that economies of scale, and we do have the plans to revise a bit of a prices as well down the line.
Okay. How long is the agreement term with the partner, and
It's
any
a 5
renewal
years.
terms? 5-year term.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And the fee, which is the franchise fee, will that be renewed when the
No,
contract is
it's a
renewed?
one time. It's a one time fee.
What kind of shelf life or the expiry period these products would have?
24 months. 24 months.
All right. I still have one question, which people want. What is the kind of margins? Are these margins different on different products? So how is the margin on these products, and
Sure.
what is the net margin available with the distributor?
So
If you can talk about two margins, retailer margin kitna hoga and the distributor margin.
sure, sure. So to keep things very uniform, to keep things very simple, we had this plans of having a different margin, different products, but to keep things easier for everyone in the supply chain, we have a uniform slabs for each and every one of our product. There will be same margins on all the products, be it in any category, in home care or hygiene. So we are starting with 50% markdown to our the distributors, which we plan to ask 33% will be shifted onto the retailers, and the rest will be taken up by the distributors. So that is the edge we are getting. If we compare it with the normal Savlon and Dettol, they're offering somewhere between 12 to 17% to the retailers. But giving 33% of the bat to the retailers will actually give us that push. They're just making almost 2x of what they're making on selling on Dettol and Savlon. So that is going to give us major edge over this offline push.
Right. I think some people have joined late, friends, for them, because we'll not repeat a lot of questions that we've asked. And for everybody who wants to know on the products, we'll have a live Facebook live, which is going on. And anybody who wants to see can see that post the webinar is over. Another question which I want to pick, because people want to know if because current products are all B2C products. Do you have any B2B products also, which are in pipeline or to be launched?
So we are just fighting one battle at a time right now. We just want to do B2C right now. We are getting a lot of inquiries about B2B, but we are trying to hold them off because we have to prioritize which market we go after. Maybe after an year, when we are when our product lines, the supply chain is all fixed, when we have a good thing going on, then we might go into B2B. But as of now, we do have inquiries from institutional buyers. We are trying to offer them a B2C products in bulk. And some people are actually taking up, a lot of schools have taken up a disinfectant sprays. They came up with the bulk packaging. We tell them we have the small package if you want it. They took it up. So that is the strategy right now.
Great. Aditya, I'm trying to also look at many other questions which we've tried to reply at our end. Some are looking at samples, and there may be the questions. If somebody wants to take the rights, is there a provision of samples being sent to them? Obviously, once we understand that these profile of people are right, and if you also want to elaborate what kind of people are the right fit for this business, would you want to elaborate on that? Because somebody with the FMCG distribution or already having some kind of relationship with the retailers. So anything on that you want to put and explain to the people on the fitment of profiles?
First, talking about the samples, we do have a system on the website. We have created a special code. It's called Sample 50. I can share it later, where anyone who wants a sample just can go on. It's a one-time use code. They can order on the website any product that they want. They use this code, they'll get flat 50% off, and it will be delivered to their home. So there's no up and forth. Give me sample. This is that. Just go to the website, use the Sample 50 code, and there you get 50% off. You're not paying the MRP. You're getting the sample. The second about the profile that we're looking essentially, because we are a very product driven company, we are looking for people with a good standing, with a good experience in the FMCG distribution. That's we're gonna see complementary resources by we're gonna bring in to a table a lot of innovation, a lot of marketing edge, and through this experience of a party with FMCG experience, we get that distribution factor on the table. So experiences do a very important requirement, and having good supply chain, having good connections is very important for us to consider the partner.
Okay, now there are two kind of, one obviously is modern trade and the other would be local retailers in the city. If there's any institutional tie-up or modern trade tie-up that you do, any benefit to the local distributor in that region that would be offered? Will the supplies be routed through him?
Yeah, so we do. To keep things simpler, we are getting a lot of inbound leads from a lot of institutional and a lot of modern trade buyers. We are going live on 27 cities on Big Basket, 22 cities on Grofers, and the requirement is generally starts with 10 boxes, 20 boxes, and to supply directly from Delhi to, let's say, Visakhapatnam, it's a big challenge for us. So instead, we're gonna do all these queries to our local distributor for that particular region. It saves the entire supply chain, a lot of transportation costs, and plus the distributor can get a regular recurring business from these chains.
Okay, and how are these territories defined for a distributor?
It's mostly state as of now. We're planning to have 2 to 3 distributors in particular state, depending upon the size and experience. And then as the system grows, we're going to make subsectors. But right now, it's states and 2 to 3 distributors that we want to appoint in every state.
Okay, so this is not small. We're giving a bigger territory where the entire territory, if you're giving a state, will be exclusive to that partner.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 distributors, we're going to get entire state. One distributor, one entire state, we're going to avoid it first. But let's say we give 1/3 of the state to a distributor and we see that distributor has capabilities doing very well. After 2 or 3 months, maybe we can allot them more area. And after 6 months, we can allot them an entire state. But one go entire state will be very difficult for us, right?
Okay. एक चीज और which I want to ask, while we did talk about the initial investment which needs to be done on the stock, what kind of capability distributor needs to have, because of credit lines which would get extended, what kind of capability the investor or the distributor needs to have to build on more stock, what kind of capital requirement he needs to have as a working capital with him?
So like I told you, the amount of business turnover so we are offering a 50% markdown. So 10 lakh rupees worth of stock we'll be transferring, and any more stock they want to build up. The MOQs will generally range between 2 to 3 lakhs. So that kind of, so they can order multiple times, 3 lakh every week or in one go. So that's just going to depend upon whatever the order quantity is. And it's going to save them on transportation. The more higher they order, the lesser they're going to pay on transportation.
I have a very specific question from one of our viewers, and he wants to know if there's also a product line that you have for the cars.
Exactly. I mean, that is a very good question. And we tested this product, like the foam cleaner that I'm talking about. We're actually going to launch this end of this week. And I'm going to, you're going to just visit our website on Saturday and you're going to see this amazing product. So this is a foam based aerosol cleaner. It was mentioned on the slide. I forgot to mention it. It is coming in a packing of 300 ml, and we're selling it in a pack of 2 right now. It has also a bit of fragrance in it. So this is basically used for dashboards, for your car seats. It's an upholstery cleaner, so you can also use it in your cushions, on your curtains, and it just releases a sort of foam, and it settles down. You clean it, all the dirt and the germs are cleaned. So Saturday, visit our website. You're going to see this product and you're going to love it.
Yeah, I was going through your website. There are many interesting products, and your website looks very refreshing with all the citrus fruits and the colors that you've used. Great, Aditya. I think we've tried and taken up a lot of questions that we could, and because we don't have too much of time to delve into a lot of details which people want, and people wanting samples, they want catalog, product line. I feel we can get into one-on-one discussions with all the investors who are prospective distributors and maybe profiles that we can shortlist for you. And I would advise that we get into one-on-one discussion and we can fix up a date where we can profile these people and get them on a call or a Zoom call with you for a detailed understanding. Or of last words or last remarks, any feedback that you want to share, or any question that you feel you want to pick up from the audience?
I'll just go through some upcoming products. We explained.
Some we have answered, and I think I still have another question, the last question.
Any clarity marketing development? I feel we've covered most of the questions in the Q&As. If anything else comes up, I'm happy to reply over a mail or a call, one-to-one.
Great. Thanks, Aditya. I feel it has been a very interactive discussion. We love your products, and I'm very excited.
Thank you.
While you were going through the presentation, I was going through your website and I saw the number of products you had online. And maybe I'll also order some and use some of your products. So this is a Delhi-based company. I saw somebody asking where's the company based. So it's a Delhi-based company for people who don't know. So Gaurav, we've kind of finished, and you want to take up anything or any of your questions or any remarks that you want to say, and we can do a final closing.
So one last thing for the partners that we are looking for, we are actually looking for the experience, and we are very upfront about all the things that we bring up on the table. And we are not a generic FMCG consumer brand. We are a very technology-driven company, and innovation lies in the core of us. So we are not gonna compete with a normal brand like HUL with detergents or normal products. The products that you're gonna see with us will be very innovative and very new to the Indian market. So that is the major USP I would say about our organization, and that is the mindset that we are looking for the people with that innovation and with that energy to do something new. That's going to complement with the organization really well.
Good. I think very, very good, Aditya. I think it's a very a valuable, insights which you've given. I think you're doing the right direction, and I feel that entrepreneurs like you, a lot of young entrepreneurs actually see IT and technology as disruption. But I think in India, anything to do with FMCG would be having a very big disruptions coming. A lot of innovation would come in, and each single SKU can become a 1,000 crore brand. Just for our audience, today, Indian home chemical market, which is home chemicals you use in home, is about a 25,000 crore already. So it's a very, very large marketplace. We wish you best of luck, and we will obviously reach out to you with all the inquiries and potential people who are willing to work and invest with you. And I would like to take the final viewpoint from all of Sonia, from you, and Aditya, if you want to say anything, and final, thank you note from Archana.
Do we want to fix up a date for the IFM, which we generally do at the end of the session? So we can fix up a date, Aditya, where you are available, and we can bring all the prospective distributors who are keen to come on the call.
We can do that. I mean, if third of this coming August, if we can take as a date where we can organize some discussions, you and one-on-one discussions with you, that would be a good opportunity to start.
Sounds fine to me. We can do that. The third seems a good date. Yeah.
I'll put 3rd August. Okay. Thanks, Aditya. I feel fast innovation and fast penetration is the key in this category, because we have a lot of players today, and a lot of these old traditional players, bigger companies, they have expanded their product line. So we love your product. I think at the look of and the confidence that you have in your product, and the kind of, I would say, investment that you've made in the last few years, and finally launched it at the time when it was needed the most. So wishing you all the best, Aditya, and we look forward to getting connected with you on the 3rd. In the meantime, we'll have all the teams connect with the investors, and we'll share the information because people asked about maybe the brochure. We'll try and get all the information that everybody is seeking and share it with them, and get them on a call with you on 3rd of August. Great. Sure. Over to you, Archana.
So thank you so much, all the participants and friends who have joined us today. Thank you so much, Aditya, for giving us the understanding about your business model. Thank you, our panel member, for sharing your insights, your views. And as rightly said by Gaurav sir, Sonia ma'am, we are organizing a Discovery Day where you have a chance to meet and digitally with Aditya. 3rd is the date, and you can book your slot at our hotline number, which is 97176-83838. Please book your slot so that you have 40-45 minutes interaction with Aditya. And you can share your suggestions, feedback, any kind of the queries at the same hotline number. You can also connect with Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am at their respective LinkedIn ID. That's the information on your screen. But before you go, again, it's a 75th episode for us, and we are presenting you another great brand, Urban Mandi. And the founder and the CEO of Urban Mandi, Mr. Rajesh Gupta, talking to you directly, digitally, sharp at 12 p.m. Do not miss this chance. This is the brand which provides you business opportunity for the organized food and grocery store chain. So do not miss this chance. Join us tomorrow so that you can understand the business model of this brand. Gaurav,
Yeah,
say
it's
you
a very
want.
good brand, very, very good innovation, and they have actually cracked the, the farmer to fork kind of an opportunity. Very, very strong capabilities they built in. Interesting brands, expansion not largely in north of India, but they would go to other markets also. Some opportunities of area franchise and master franchise would also be available. And just to summarize, third, we are having a discussion with Aditya. If you are interested, please send your WhatsApp on 971-7683-838, and we'll be more than happy to organize your detailed discussion with Aditya.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. For today, we are saying goodbye to you with the hope that we'll meet tomorrow, sharp at 12 p.m., for another yet exciting episode of Business Opportunity with Chai. Stay safe, stay healthy, take good care of yourself.
Thank you, Ashna. Thank you, Aditya. Thank you, all our
Thank you.
friends.
Bye.
Great day.